Can you or can you not manifest that specific desire of yours? Lately, I am receiving many questions like this. Can I manifest a person who lives far away? Can I manifest a person who doesn't know me? Can I manifest a person with these traits, this person, that person, or a person out of the blue when I don't have a specific person? Or can I manifest this amount of money when my job doesn't pay so much? Or can I manifest money without working, etc.? It's a lot of, I'm receiving a lot of these. Can I manifest this and that? And I am assuming that maybe because many of my new subscribers are also newer to manifestation, and therefore I wanted to make this video to sort of go back to the basics and also give you a little pep talk. So this is for anyone, whether you are new to manifesting or not. If you need a pep talk, this video is for you. So let's talk about it. Can you or can you not manifest it? If you need a personalized help with your specific manifestations, you can book a coaching session with me from the link in the description box below. I would love to help you with anything that you are manifesting. And also check out my courses. The links are also in the description box below. If you have any questions about coaching or my courses, you can ask me in the comments. So whether you can or cannot manifest something depends entirely on you. When you understand how manifestation works, it makes a bit more sense. But I understand the question because we are way too used to giving too much credit to outside things that are outside of us, things that we can't control, which we learn a lot from a society that doesn't know that we are manifesting. So this is where all our limiting beliefs come from, in my opinion. Any limiting belief is a learned thought that comes from a society, people, structures, you name it, that doesn't know that we are actually manifesting, and there's enough for everyone. The way manifestation works in reality is, first of all, you are manifesting all the time. There's not a single moment when you are not manifesting. So that's not even a question. If you have that type of question, whether you switch on and off manifestation based on what you desire or don't desire, that's not how it works. Manifestation is on all the time, and what we are learning is controlling what we manifest. And this is where understanding the very basics of manifestation comes in. And by the way, regardless of how advanced and experienced you are in manifestation, all you need is the basics. We always work with the basics. There is no point or reason to complicate it. Manifestation basically is the outer world. Your physical experience is a direct reflection, a mirror of your inner reality. So in your mind, all the beliefs and assumptions and the repeated thoughts and the repeated imagination, imaginal acts, inner conversations, etc., that then become assumptions and beliefs, these have to manifest. That is the law. And this is why we sometimes manifest unwanted situations. And therefore, when there is something on the outside that you don't like, a lack of something or the presence of something that you want to go away or some change that you want to make to your physical experience, the only place you can do it from is in your mind. Trying to fix and manipulate the 3D from a different mindset is going to backfire, because if you are trying to fix it in the 3D while holding a story that says otherwise, at some point this story that you're holding in your mind is going to kick in and manifest and create the same situation. So therefore, whenever you want to change anything on the outside, you need to go inside your imagination, in your mind, and create that reality for you. With your chosen techniques, this is where techniques come in. You choose and pick the one that suits you best. And especially if you have experience with some, if you don't have experience in manifestation at all, this is not a limitation for what you can or cannot manifest. Pick something that you know you can stick with and repeat that in your mind until that becomes your inner reality, inner truth. What you can imagine and create for yourself on the inside has nothing to do on the outside. So this is why it depends entirely on you. Every question that you have, can I manifest this or that? Especially that you know what you want to manifest, that is the absolute necessary first step in conscious manifestation. You have to know what you want so that you know what you can impress your subconscious mind with. By the way, impressing your subconscious mind is a technical term that comes from Neville Goddard that I know that I use a lot, but what it means is that you repeat something enough and with enough focus so that it just starts becoming your new way of thinking and feeling and your new reality. Also known as you become so familiar with it that you start believing in it. But don't get too carried away with whether you believe in something or not. It doesn't matter for you to at least start the work. So therefore, whatever question you have, can I manifest this or that? A person that is far away or doesn't know me at all. If you want contact with this person, all you need to do is to impress your own subconscious mind with the idea of being in contact with that person. Now, you create your story however you like, but the way it works is that you are working with your own mind only. It has nothing to do with the other person, even though the experience seems like it has a lot to do with the other person. But technically, it doesn't. It's all about you impressing your subconscious mind with that idea, that story, as if it's already true. What then happens is that your subconscious mind, which is directly linked to the infinite intelligence, which the Bible also calls God, this has nothing to do with religion, for anyone who is new to this, has to, that power, that infinite intelligence will then find a way, because it knows everything, it knows every way that something can happen, and it will make it happen. This is where a lot of newer students to manifestation get stuck. But how is it ever going to happen? How this, how that? The how is one of the things that we never focus on because you don't know. No one knows how it's going to happen. The best and the safest way is to focus on a happy outcome. That's your job. And that's actually your only job in manifestation. And I understand we have a lot of questions. This is very fascinating, but that's the only thing you need to do. Another very popular topic is money, a certain amount of money, or money without having to do any type of work. Is it possible? Well, my question for you is it possible for you to repeat that story or imagine that story enough times, focus on it enough times, indulge in it, so that that becomes your new reality in your own mind? Because then your mind will have to find a way to make it happen in your 3D. For all those of you who are very new to manifesting, when I was new to manifesting and I had sort of just started to understand how this thing works, the main thing that I had taken from all these wonderful teachings was that if I repeat something with focus enough times, at some point it has to happen. That is all I knew. And that is all I accepted as my job, which is literally it. And then I started manifesting things or having desires to manifest things that seemed completely impossible in the 3D. Not because it was something big, but like I could not possibly see how it could ever happen. There was no indication in the 3D of it happening. The thought that I came back to is that, well, of course, I don't know how it can happen, but my job is to repeat this. That's all. And at that time, and I have manifested several things, including contact with people who had no idea that I existed, and some other things which didn't involve people. And that is all I did. Every time. And of course, I also had the question, but how is this ever going to happen? I can't see any possibility. Well, my only job is to repeat this thought. And I was affirming at the time. So I had created a simple single affirmation for myself for each one of the desires, and I would just repeat that whenever the desire came to mind. And it was so simple. And this happened after several years of struggling with this, trying to understand and trying to make it work, because there was so much contradicting information out there. For anyone who is new to manifestation, I will link the video of my own journey in the description so that you can see what I went through if you're interested, because I also went through so much confusion and frustration because it didn't work. And it was only when I found Neville Goddard and I simplified it as much as possible that things started manifesting. So the same way, if you want to manifest money without working, for example, or money in huge amounts, which you probably maybe never have experienced, that is not a limitation for you, for what you can or can't have. This is another thing that people get caught up in, but I have never had this experience. I don't know how it feels, or I don't know. I come from a family which doesn't have a history of making a lot of money, etc. All past experiences have nothing to do with your present and future experiences. So therefore, again, my question for you is, can you focus on that reality and just stay there in your mind? Come back to it. And instead of contemplating the problems, contemplate on the already resolved situation. Can you do that? Then the answer is yes, you can manifest it. Yes, you can manifest the huge amounts of money that you desire. You can also manifest without working. How? Nobody knows. You focus on your end goal and your mind will find the way to make it happen. And this is because we are manifesting from an infinite number of realities of our own experience. And this is why I said that it has nothing to do with the other person. You manifesting money also has nothing to do with the economy or the laws that your government has made, or you name it. Because there is a reality where you have that experience of huge amounts of money, or being in a relationship with that person, or not. That is also one reality. It's just about which one you choose to focus on. Your focus determines your experience. And this is why I said in the beginning, it entirely depends on you. There are people who have a hard time accepting this way of thinking, which is the opposite of what we have been programmed to believe, which is the old programming says something happens, I have an emotional reaction to it, and then I believe that this is true. In reality, it's the opposite. We need to first have some assumptions, something in our mind, which then manifests the outcome, and then we have another emotional reaction, and that reinforces the belief, and that can create create a loop unless you break the loop. This is why when you have a problem, this is maybe easier to illustrate with the problem, but it's the same thing for the positive also. It becomes worse and worse and worse and worse until you stop and manifest something different, because you have a problem, you have a negative reaction to it, it reinforces that same belief on your mind, it manifests even more, and then it creates this repeating cycle. This is also the reason why people manifest the same problem with different relationships, in different relationships with different people. The positive is also true, because regardless of what you are manifesting, the process is the same. It's impress on your subconscious mind first, then have the physical experience. Then when it happens, with the negative ones, you can actually choose or train yourself to not have that emotional reaction so that you break the cycle. This is just one way of breaking the cycle. With the positive ones, you can actually choose to have huge emotional happy reaction, reinforce that positive belief and manifest more of it, because it's the same. Your mind is not choosing what it manifests, what it doesn't manifest. It manifests what you accept as true. We constantly create new beliefs. Mostly we experience the repetition of our old beliefs. So your job is with your mind, in your mind, regardless of what you are manifesting that hasn't been your experience, be it money, any type of relationship with any type of people, or health, weight. So for anyone who is there thinking, but Anna, this is my body type, or I have something that isn't curable, or because the doctors have told me, or it's impossible to make that amount of money in my job and I am not capable of doing anything else. All those things, and you name it, I'm sure there's more than that. All those things are simply assumptions seen from the perspective of manifestation and your subconscious mind. All these are assumptions. Your subconscious mind is not going to think that, oh no, but this is your body type, I can't manifest a different weight for you. That it doesn't work like that. Your subconscious mind doesn't care about anything. It only takes true what you keep giving it. And yes, we do this back and forth with some of the stories, some of the beliefs, because we are just so used to some of the old beliefs that we have. But it doesn't have to be difficult or a big work to change a belief. Accept the fact that you are the one manifesting, and whatever you manifest only depends on your ability to impress it on your subconscious mind. Some people have a hard time accepting that the opposite of what we are used to is true. And this gets in the way of manifesting. And yes, I have been coaching for years, and I have a lot of experience with one-on-one coaching. And I have had many clients who have had difficulty with this, in the sense that session after session, I would hear this, Anna, but I can't think that he's in love with me if he's not. But I can't think that I'm losing weight when I'm not. But I can't think that I'm making money when I'm not. Well, your subconscious mind is going to take whatever you think is true and manifest it for you. So therefore, you have to find something that works for you, that allows you to imagine your desired outcome. Because unless you do that, your 3D is not going to change. Your mind is not forgiving. It's going to manifest whatever you keep taking as true. Whether it's true or false, it's going to manifest it. Neville Goddard's probably the most famous quote says, "An assumption, though false, if persisted in, will harden into fact." And that is all you need to know about manifestation. You need to create the assumption in your mind, even though it's false right now, and yes, even though you don't believe in it. It's okay, you don't believe it. All you need to do is to persist in it as if it's true. At some point, you will habituate your mind to take that as true, and your whole experience about it will change, and the physical reality will follow. Yes, it will manifest. From the point where your mind starts accepting it, it will manifest in the physical reality, regardless of how impossible it felt. Regardless of how much difficulty you have had with this in the past, if you have been struggling with making money, if you've been struggling with losing weight or gaining weight, or healing your body in any way, or anything, you name it, your job, your career, your relationships, your mind doesn't care what experiences you have had. It only cares what you keep telling it. So, long story short, yes, you can manifest it. The only thing you need to do is to impress your own subconscious mind, regardless of what your circumstances tell you currently, because your physical circumstances are not set in stone. They are very, very changeable. And this is one of the most fascinating experiences in manifestation, where you do the work and then all of a sudden you see the old 3D literally crumble. And then the new happens, and because you are in a different mindset now, it feels like it's so natural, and that's like the only possible reality for now. Whether before you got in that state, you didn't believe it could happen. So this is a very, very fascinating experience, and I wish every one of you happy manifestation, and that you too can experience the joy and the happiness of actually receiving your manifestations in the 3D. If you need a personalized help with your manifestations, you can book a coaching session with me from the link in the description box below. I will be happy to help you with any of your manifestations. Also check out the links for my courses. Leave a comment below and see you in the next video.